Saints, soldiers, and citizens of heaven. I want to take you back to Elijah. You know, Elijah pronounced a drought on the land. And trust me, this isn't going maybe where you might think it's going. I'm going to go ahead and tell you it's not about money. It's not. It's about God's provision. Now, as that drought went throughout the land, God sent Elijah to a widow woman. Now, the Bible doesn't say how this lady probably, most likely, without a doubt, had been praying much, because this was the only woman in that land that God sent the man of God to. As a drought, and there weren't much as far as crops go, because that's right, if God don't provide the rain, well, the stuff don't grow. Before I go any further, I'm praying that God will provide rain on the crops of your heart and soul. But anyway, Elijah goes out there to this widow lady. Now, she don't have no husband, naturally, because she's a widow. So she didn't have a great deal of abundance. As a matter of fact, she told Elijah, because he asked her for a drink. Now, that's something, that's like gold in the middle of a drought. When there ain't no water, a person will do a lot that they're not proud of, or a lot that they don't want anybody to know that they did for a drink of water. But anyway, this lady was going to get him a drink of water, and he said, while you're at it, fix me something to eat. And she'd been praying, and she'd done prepared to die, because what she told Elijah was, I only have enough for me and my son. I got these 2 sticks here to cook it. 2 sticks. That tells you right there it wasn't going to be a big cake to begin with. She said, and just a little bit of oil. Elijah told her, said, God said that your oil and your meal won't run out. That lady was already prepared to die, her and her son. Well, back in the day, preachers were kind of respected. And preachers would go to people's house on Sunday, and he would eat up all their food. Well, preachers ain't much respected anymore, not the real ones. Now, the gay preachers and all them, yeah, they get their respect. But anyway, the lady did what he said. Now, God didn't fill that barrel overflowing with meal, and didn't fill that thing up with oil. But every day as that lady needed it, she would go in there, and it would still be some in there. It's still at the bottom, but it was still in there. And that's just like you and me. You know, somebody asked us to pray for them, and we're struggling ourselves. But we do And sometimes they ask, we can't even really pray for ourselves, but we find some way and we pray for them. Now, Elijah goes on, and then he challenges all those false prophets. I think it was like 400 and something of them. What does he do? He not only puts the sacrifice, and like I said, the drought affects everything. It affects the food that the animals have to eat. And these people, they don't have much because the drought's done been on the land for around, well, 3+ years. Because the Bible doesn't say how long it hadn't rained before the curse was pronounced on the land. Anyway, Elijah does something crazy, or what people would think is crazy. He not only put a sacrifice up there on the altar, but he soaked it with the most expensive thing in the land. That's right, he soaked it with water. So, my point is, that you've offered a sacrifice of praise, or you've gotten on your knees when you didn't feel like it, or you prayed for other people when you need prayer yourself, or you've encouraged somebody when the bottom of the barrel was shining up in your face and you didn't have any encouragement for yourself, but you encouraged someone else. Well, God is not. He is not a liar. He has promised to provide. And his provision goes so much farther than just physical provision of food and water. It goes down to the very depths of your soul, where your faith is located. And so when hard times come on other people, you can keep drawing from the bottom of that barrel, because it's never going to run dry, my friend. You will always have the faith to persevere, because no matter what, our God is faithful. My prayer for you today is that God will use you as a testimony, that our God is sufficient. And if you need encouragement, I pray that if this hasn't encouraged you, that God will send even